So today was going to be the day for our title insurance lesson. We're going to meet with my rock star title girl, Corey. But as you can see out here, we have a bit of snow, and I'll show you the picture of what it looked like to park at her offices today. But going down a hill here. Title is a really important part of your purchase. It is what makes sure what you're purchasing is actually legal, like that you have full ownership, that there's no outstanding bills that haven't been paid. And we will meet with Corey here coming up. Bear with me, I don't want to take a fall on this snow, but we will meet with Corey coming up here. But I know that when I first started looking at when I looked at my first house that I ever bought, the thing was it, what was title insurance? It was like, well, you already quoted me for insurance, and why do I have to pay for insurance twice? The bottom line is that this insurance makes sure that you are, like I said, getting clear title, that Uncle Joe didn't put on an addition to the house that he never got paid for, and so we put a mechanic's lien or something on the property. It's really important, and it's a one-time fee that covers you, and it just traces the deed back forever. But we're gonna let Corey really get into that. I was also gonna have my lender meet me as well, and not today, but we've rescheduled a couple of times as well for other reasons. But I wanna share with you that those are the two very important things with lending. If you're not pre-qualified, then what's gonna happen is you are going to have to go out there with an agent that's gonna show you a house without you being pre-qualified or having proof of funds. And then when you find that house you want, you may find that, wow, we were shopping to 300,000 and we only are qualified for 250. And what happens for us agents is that now we've got a buyer that's seen the Cadillac and they can only afford the Ford Escort. And so now you have a situation where your expectations are significantly lower, or have to be significantly lower, and they're significantly higher. So we want to make sure when we buy a house that we have good title and a good title agent that understands how to search title well. A lot of people will say, I'm buying a house at the auction. I'm going to go to the tax sale. They go, like a client of mine I had some time ago who thought he was pretty smart. He bid on a property at the auction and found out later that he would have to lose a bunch of money. And in losing that money that he paid for this property, it was because there was another lien on the property that hadn't come up. They didn't, I guess, disclose or something at that tax sale. That's why people ask me about tax sales and stuff. I'm like, you know what? Just unless you're a pro, stay away because you're not gonna do the kind of search that the professional is gonna do. So that's a little bit today about title and lending. We'll get to more of it later on, but what I want you to see right now, this chair right here is a parking chair. So people in Pittsburgh, to save their parking spot after they have shoveled out the 2 feet of snow, will many times end up putting a chair to reserve their spot there. You see this wicked winter mess we're in? It's crazy. There's like it's not as bad as I've ever seen it, but it's looking pretty bad. And that's why today we couldn't do the Corey meeting, but that's coming up this coming week and we'll get her on with you. This stuff gets pretty grungy after a while. And now that this will be here for probably the next few weeks, this mess is gonna get grungier and grungier and grungier. Although it's really nice when you can look at the snow and it's that pretty, and it's white and stuff. But it's cold. Cold, cold, cold. Look at that. Looks like that's a house right here that somebody's probably either doing some renovations to or about to. Looks like a new sewer pipe there in that front yard. All right, so that's our day today, talking about a little bit about title, a little bit about lending, and we'll have a lot more coming up here with the professionals so they can really outline for you what those two elements of a transaction look like, and they'll do a real good job of that. So please do join me next time, and hopefully it'll be a little warmer situation and we can talk with Corey and Kathy about the services that they provide to my buyers. Thanks so much, and please do, if you will, subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions about title insurance or lending, this is a great time to get them in, because then I'll be able to use those questions when I'm talking to the girls about getting pre-qualified to purchase your home and or buying your home and making sure your title is good. All right, we'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. That'll help me keep going, and I'll just keep going. Ciao.